there's nobody there. And it just sucks because these guys put on such a show. And there's moments where you expect to go, oh, but you don't hear it. And it's just kind of weird. Right?
Yeah, and had this not... Oh, sorry.
That's the weirdest part of it for me. Just in general, is those big moments where there's just no reaction. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Of course, you got the people, watching at home, and they still did their best to entertain us in this. But, yeah, so that was strange. And as I said, had this not been for the tag titles, this could have just been, like, for just something else, like some other stip. I would have been, like, completely on board with it, seeing this on paper.
Yeah.
And in the end, all three men would battle on top of the ladder. All three would grab the titles hanging above the ring at the same time. But then Kofi and Jimmy would both headbutt Morrison, and then Morrison would just fall down with the belts. That was a pretty bad finish.
Yeah, it was.
But John Morrison would retain the tag team titles. 18 minutes, 40 seconds.
They got a good amount of time.
Oh, yeah, they did. They gave them time. But I wouldn't have minded if they... Well, no, I'm glad that they gave them time, and I'm not saying they didn't deserve it, but I mean, like, if they would have cut this a few minutes, giving Becky and, like, Shayna more time, then I think that would have been better.
Yeah.
3 3/4 from both of us. Very good ladder match.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we'd have the singles match, or at least it would originally be, with Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens.
So let's talk about this. I'm a big I'm a big Seth Rollins mark too. I think I've already said that. But in my opinion, in terms of the new generation of talent and WrestleMania, nobody delivers at WrestleMania like Seth Rollins.
Oh, yeah, he's had a couple really great matches.
Like in terms of one, he had the cash in the match with Orton at one Mania. He had the match with Brock. He had the match with Triple H. Like, he delivers at WrestleMania. He has big moments at WrestleMania. He always has. Mm-hmm. So I was actually excited for this because, one, it's two great wrestlers. Mm-hmm. Regardless of how you feel about the Monday Night Messiah and how stupid it is, it's still two great wrestlers.
Yes, regardless.
Going at it. But I will say, we were listening to Mania together over headphones watching it. Mm-hmm. And when that moment happens, where the first part of the match ended with a DQ, I was about to say, this is the dumbest match I've ever seen.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, who the hell would get themselves DQ'd at WrestleMania?
Like, I understand if it's a Raw or something. This is WrestleMania. Like, this is like...
Yeah.
This is what every kid works for to get to when they're a wrestler. So at first I'm like, this is the dumbest thing ever. Then we get to the no DQ match, which was really good. It starts with Seth, kneeing Kevin in the face, and then he's hitting with the chairs and all that. But then we get, in my opinion, the spot of the night.
Oh, yeah.
Where Kevin Owens climbs to the top of the WrestleMania sign and jumps onto Seth Rollins on the table, and they both go through the table. Great spot. Didn't see it coming. I went crazy for it. Awesome. Kevin Owens falls back in the ring, stunner, pins him 1, 2, 3. Kevin Owens gets the win. Great. I actually thought this was probably, up to this point, in my opinion, might have been match of the night. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it could have been. But
you could argue probably that or the ladder match. But it was, again, really good. How much time did they get?
They ended up getting about 16 minutes. Okay, so that's good. That's good. That's good. That was deserving of that. I wasn't into the whole Kevin Owens versus Rollins thing initially, like with the faction with like AOP and like Buddy Murphy and whatnot. But the last few weeks or last couple weeks, like on Raw, like with those promos they were doing between the two, that actually really helped me gain a lot of interest in this. So I was actually I was into the idea of a Seth Rollins Kevin Owens match, but in terms of like a feud, like it didn't really like do anything for me. But they kind of changed that for me the last couple weeks. So then I changed the way I felt about it. So like in the one-on-one match they were actually having initially before the DQ was pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, then like Rollins, as I said, would just out of nowhere get himself disqualified, hitting Kevin Owens with the ring bell. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was kind of frustrating. I was about to I didn't. Yeah, because as I said, or as you said rather, he's had WrestleMania moments and whatnot. Like he's had them. Kevin Owens hadn't had that real moment yet, so he got himself DQ'd. So there's a thought of like, oh well, it's like it's whatever. He already had his moments, whatnot. But then at the same time, it's like no, because it's Mania. You don't get yourself DQ'd. I hate DQ finishes. I hate them in general, but there should never be one at WrestleMania.
Yeah, because this is the ending of storylines. It's WrestleMania.
Yeah, this is the culmination of everything they've built to.
Yeah, for that year. And you should never have it ended in DQ finish. That's just terrible.
Yeah, so then Rollins would he would after that well, first actually there was the Kevin Owens promo where he grabbed the mic, then he'd call him out. He would
say that's not the move of a god, that's the move of a bitch.
Yeah. That was pretty good. So then Rollins would basically accept his challenge. He'd come back. Then Rollins would immediately just try to take advantage of the damage that had already been done. They'd fight. He even taunted him by saying, "You want your WrestleMania moment." And then Owens would use the same ring bell, take over the match. Then, of course, there was a spot of the match, spot of the night, even the spot of the whole entire thing. Who knows? So then he would do the senton from the top of the Mania sign through the announcer's table, making the most of a bad situation once again, using your surroundings. So I got to give him hats off for that.
Yeah.
But this worked out. My initial thoughts, well, the spot for me may have saved it, but originally when they did the no DQ match and they kept going, they didn't end it off the DQ, which was good, but I still was thinking at the time, I still don't know if that justified it or not. But after that spot, I think that helped it a lot. 3.5 for me. Kevin Owens would win. 3 3/4 from you.
Yep.
Positive. Thumbs up.
Yep.
So then we would have the. Actually, there was in between this, there was some. I may be going out of order here, but at some point there was some 24/7 title shenanigans. I think that was before the Universal title match.
R-Truth said he was worried and all that, and then Gronk tried to pin him, got thrown off by Mojo. Mojo pinned him. Mojo's 24/7 champion. Let's move on.
So then we would have the Universal Championship match. It would be Goldberg defending against Braun Strowman in a match that was made official a couple days ago.
Yep, so we're going to move on from this. So I'm going to go on a bit of a rant here. Okay.
Can't wait.
So here's my thing. Before I actually talk about the match, let me talk about Bill Goldberg. Bill Goldberg couldn't go for more than 5 minutes 20 years ago. Okay? Couldn't go 25 years ago. Bill Goldberg's whole character was built off beating people in 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I am sick and tired of seeing WWE World Title matches at WrestleMania not go for 5 minutes. Okay? That's the way it's been with Brock, with Bill in particular, because Brock can actually go. Brock can go if he wants to.
Yeah.
If you told Bill Goldberg, if you can wrestle a 10-minute match right now, and it's good, I'll give you $20 billion, he couldn't do it. Okay? The guy looks good. He's got a great look. He can't work for shit. Okay? He hasn't been able to work for shit for 20 years. All right? And it's aggravating. They keep bringing him back and putting the belt on him only for him to go to Mania and lose in 45. So how long was the match?
2 minutes and 44 seconds.
2 minutes and 45 seconds. That's our world title. That's it right there. And not only that, but we get this moment. Braun Strowman, first off, he should have been given the strap 2 years ago. Second off, we get to the point. The match is made official 2 days ago. And storyline-wise, we don't know why. I guess Roman decided he doesn't want to wrestle for the world title at Mania. And then we get to a point. Braun Strowman versus Bill Goldberg. Match starts. Bill just 5 spears, tries to jackknife Braun Strowman. We had a better chance of me, dating Kelly Kelly than Braun Strowman, than Bill Goldberg doing the jackhammer on Braun Strowman. That's not happening. I think I misspoke and called it the jackknife on accident. I may have.
I think you may have called it the jackhammer this time.
I did?
Yeah.
I'm so angry and fed up with this. And then we get to the point where Braun just does a couple running power slams, finally hits him another one. That's the match. That's it. That's our world title match. 75 finishers, no moves besides that. And, Braun Strowman wins his first world title in front of no fans in a crappy match. And you know what? Nice job, Vince. This was great. Can't wait for Bill to come back next year, a month before WrestleMania, take the belt off the guy that's hot, and then drop it to Roman Reigns. It's going to be great.
Oh, that was great. That was great. So quick match, as expected. I mean, we knew this wasn't going to go long, but this one is one that...
we knew this wasn't going to go 5 minutes.
I know. This one actually...
Bill Goldberg sucks. He's the shittiest Bill Goldberg is the best, shittiest wrestler of all time. The guy made a career off of 2-minute matches.
Yeah, no, and it's a gimmick that worked, and it drew. Don't get me wrong, it worked.
And it still does draw, really, I guess, but it's just not nice to watch.
Yeah, so obviously Roman Reigns would pull out of this, and due to the concerns of, COVID-19 and the coronavirus, which hats off to him. I respect that decision. Everyone should. I can't believe he's received, some backlash for that. People really need to just think of the big picture.
Here's the thing about Bill Goldberg. I don't not like Bill Goldberg. Bill Goldberg's an awesome dude.
Uh-huh.
I don't like, and even with Taker, I'm at the point, I don't want to see 40 and 50-year-old men wrestling anymore.
Well, that, and it's like, if you're going to do it, it's like, at least with Taker, it's like, always put him in there, like, with, like a younger guy who could, like, work something out of him.
And Braun's awesome, but Braun can't carry a match. Like,
no, not on his own.
Yeah, it's like, he's not, AJ can do that, but Braun can't.
Uh-huh.
And, like I said, Bill's an awesome guy. He's really cool. He seems like he's a great father and all that, great husband. But he just can't do it anymore. He looks so bad. Like, it's...
Yeah. Well, no, 20 years ago you'd buy it, but it's like now we're like in 2020 here, and it's like...
He shows up looking like a bald Santa Claus, and you're like... It's just tough because they keep doing it, and it's like, why? They took the belt off the Fiend. Why couldn't you just have the Fiends that keep the belt?
It looks worse now, the fact that they actually never even got to do the Goldberg-Roman match.
Exactly. Let's just move on.
So, yeah, just quickly to run through this. As I said, quick match, which you'd expect. But this is actually one that may have been able to use a crowd reaction.
Yeah.
So Goldberg would hit 4 spears, and he'd attempt a jackhammer, but then it'd be countered into a power slam. Strowman would hit 3 more power slams, and then he'd pin him, win the Universal title. Worst world title match in Mania history. By far.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
-star from me. 0 from you.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get to the greatest thing in the history of professional wrestling. So, going into this, you and I were both skeptical to know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, even though we all love Taker, he has, like Bill, he hasn't been able to deliver lately in matches.
Yeah.
So, Boneyard match.
AJ Styles, Undertaker.
Not even the commentators knew what it was.
Yeah, Byron Saxton literally goes, "What is a boneyard match?"
So the match starts. First off, I'm happy it was cinematic.
Oh, thank the God it was, yeah.
Yeah. So the match starts. First off, the Hearse comes in, and then AJ with the casket. That was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get Big Evil.
Yes, Big Evil.
Badass.
Whichever way you want to go, but we get Biker Taker.
Was kind of cool.
Oh no, that was awesome.
Pulls up with the bandana and the jacket, and the leather pants. So he's going full, Big Evil, and that was awesome to see. And then the match starts, or match, I don't know if you really want to call it. It's a lot of just punching.
The fight begins.
Taker just whooping AJ's ass, throwing him over the casket, stuff like that. He punches through the window, which I actually was apparently not supposed to happen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the arm thing apparently. I don't know if that's true or not. Don't quote me on that, but that happened. And then he threw him over the car, broke the windshield with him, and all that. After this, he takes AJ, throws him in the grate, and then Gallows and Anderson show up with the Druids.
that was great.
Taker fights off the Druids one at a time. Gallows and Anderson jump in, beat him up. Then they tried it in with the shovel. Taker kicks Anderson, grabs the shovel, beats them with the shovel. AJ, what did AJ hit him with from behind?
I think it was like a tombstone.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Hits him with a tombstone, runs him through a wall. This calls him an old bitch. So apparently all the trash talk was improvised. Triple H just let him...
Yeah, because they actually said another thing to note here is I guess they said it was actually like the NXT crew and Jeremy Borash that helped film and produce this one. Oh yeah, JB did a hell of a job with this one, and he did a lot of good like cinematic stuff even like back in his days, like with TNA. So
well, the great part is it really took 8 hours to shoot and 5 days to build the whole set, but Taker can take breaks and he can go 100% the whole time. I know, like they literally shot like a film, like a movie, a short film. Mm-hmm. So they have the great moment where then after all that, Taker flicks him off, gets thrown on the ground or whatever. AJ goes to bury Taker. Taker and all of his magic powers
Yeah,
appears behind
he
AEW.